Welcome to Wizards Outlook, everyone. We got Cardo Dudley Jr. here, Raymond Lyons. I'm Wilson Tarpey Jr. The Washington Wizards took on the Golden State Warriors tonight. They hosted them in Capital One. As you can see, that is where Cardell is checking in from. Steph Curry, Buddy Hield would pace the Warriors in a 125 to 112 win over the Washington Wizards. Cardell, you were in the building. What happened tonight?
Oh, I know they're not favored to win the championship, but that championship pedigree is still there. Obviously, we're top 2 or 3 point guard of all time. Steph Curry, Draymond, who's a big part of those championship teams as well. Um, they just knew how to win, and that's why they were able to get out ahead and stay ahead, even when the Wizards made many runs, including one that got it down to 5 points. They always answered with another run. It was just the little things, key offensive rebounds, turnovers at the wrong time, shot selection at the wrong time, understand time and score, defensive breakdowns. They like at the end of the half, Jordan Poole hits a three. Steph Curry inbounds the ball quickly and allows defending on 94 feet, but he gives the ball up quickly to Draymond, because he was posting up Jordan Poole. Bilal turns around and just washes. And Steph is the last person you want to be watching on. He literally runs to the corner. Draymond, obviously, chemistry's there, give it to him, and he hits the three right before the half. Those little things, when you got momentum and then you allow them to just kill your momentum with just little breakdowns like that. It happens all the time. I remember Kispert got beat by Buddy Hield in the corner and got dunked on. You know what I'm saying? It's just little stuff like that. Not to mention, the Golden State bench destroyed the Wizards bench. 60-33. 60-33 tonight. Like, I mean, you already got to deal with the monster who made his return today. Steph, you know what he could do. Draymond's playing the best basketball since the championship year, since when KD and them got there. Like, it's been a minute. Like, he's scoring, he looking like old Draymond. You see what I'm saying? He's playing some of the best basketball of his career right now. You can't afford to give up that much from the bench, man. You got to be able to just contain that. You know what I mean? If you're trying to get this win from a Golden State team they're 6-1, but they're still figuring some things out. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I said in the preview, it's going to come down to which young core really plays better if the vets show up. You see what I'm saying? And outside, you can say Valanciunas and Poole scoring wise, none of the vets on the Wizards really made an impact. The young Bulls actually covered up for him, with Bub and Keyshawn, what he was doing. It without, even Koulibaly didn't have it. Without their production, Carrington and George is even uglier than what it is than the final result, man. But they had their chances, man. Like I said, it's the little things that then they didn't capitalize on. And you gotta understand, even the youngest on the Warriors with Kuminga and those guys, they've been in playoff wars. They've been right there with championship runs. You know what I'm saying? They may not get Moses Moody and all these guys. They may not have gotten the most playing time doing it, but they experienced it. They know how to win. And that's something the Wizards got to figure out. They're competing. They're right there. We've seen it time and time again in these losses to these teams, not just the Warriors, the Cavs, the Celtics. They're right there. They got to learn how to win. And that's something you got to figure out on the fly. It's not something. I mean, the coaches can put you in position to win, but at the end of the day, the players have to execute, and that's something they got to understand. And that's why I says, you got to be patient with the team. Again, the most beautiful thing is they're competing. They're not giving up until the clock hits zero. So that's always encouraging. The young boys are starting to figure it out. They just got to take that next step and figure out how to win, man, so they can start getting some of these wins, man, because you can't keep losing these type of games, man. You're going to look up in December, and it's like 3-12 and all that, and you're in a big hole, and it's going to be hard to come out of.
Right. Your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, that was the prevailing sentiment for me. Just not taking advantage of opportunities when they had a chance to kind of seize control of the game. Definitely that the play at the end of the half sticks out. Poole just hits a big shot, and they immediately see momentum right back to the Warriors. But that's just a difference of experience and being around a while. Another thing that sticks out: 10 for 43 from three. Just a couple wasted possessions, man. I know Keyshawn George was on the heater somewhat, but they shouldn't be shooting more threes than Golden State. Like that's that's just not a recipe to win this game. They should be, and Golden State still shot. They shot more free throws than them. Like Wizards should have been aggressive and trying to get downhill. Like so yeah, like Cardell pointed out, man, they're just a young team that needs to learn how to function in these moments, because they've been in games, but there's been just a couple plays where they didn't make good decisions, and things just kind of got away from them. They had to fight themselves back into it. But again, they are fighting and competing. These games they're not blowouts. Teams they're still having to play through the end of the buzzer, and they're not laying down. Teams are having to put them away. So that's refreshing. It's definitely a change from the last couple of years, where we seeing 30 and 40-point losses. But yeah, overall, they just didn't have enough offensively, and then a couple of lapses they had on the defensive end just came at inopportune times, and allowed Golden State to take advantage. That second half, really nobody could get a stop, but Golden State came out, had a damn near 40-point third quarter. That's a tough one, but I mean, Wizards right there. They scored 36, but you can't trade baskets, man. You got to get some stops. You got to string together some good defensive possessions. But yeah, man. I mean, again, it's a young team in a rebuild. They're just trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I think it was a good point. I think both of you kind of alluded to, like, the biggest difference right now, at least in this one, was Golden State's vets have been much more consistent throughout the start of, through their first 6 games, what have you. Youngsters are going to be youngsters. Like, it is what it is. It's part of it. Like, I'm not mad at none of the kids. I'm not looking at the kids for anything outside of come in, compete, work hard, and keep at it. It's the freaking league. You're gonna go through it, right? But yeah, we just need some more consistent production from the vets. Cardell, as you mentioned in this one, 60-some points from the Warriors bench will knock people all the way out the building one another night. You got a good chunk of that back. Credit to them, but at the same time, you had a large portion of your production coming from the babies. You need other folks you need some more of your vets to chime in. We know Loon's not some big score for Golden State, what have you, but 10 boards off the bench is 10 boards off the bench. That is one of those little vital pieces that people typically overlook and don't care. But Loon's been there for, I think, every championship run. Every single one of those things.
And 34 free throw attempts to the Wizards 21. I mean, look, man, like the shot selection, I get handling, bro. But come on, man. Come on. You shot 23%. And 6 of them came from Keyshawn. You see what I'm saying? It's just you're like shooting and this is the thing with the 3-point shot. You're shooting yourself up to a loss. That's what I mean by shot selection. That's what I'm talking about. Like you gotta, they gotta figure that out, and especially like Sarr. Look, man, and this is the crazy thing is Sarr didn't even have a good game. He finished with a double-double. So what if he plays a more efficient brand of basketball? Stop trying to make him a 3-point shooter, though. Like, dog, get a couple shots out there to keep the defense honest, man. Do your thing, mid-range in, bro. Do your thing. Or in transition, you're pushing the ball. You gotta adapt, man. You see what I'm saying? Otherwise, you playing right into their hands. And the thing is, how are you gonna be the team that became a dynasty off doing the thing you're trying to learn how to do? It makes no sense. That's like you a boxer, you're gonna get in a slugfest with Mike Tyson in his prime. You're not gonna win that. You're just not gonna win that, man. So come on, man. They know everything you about to do, dog. So it's it's the little things that they got to adapt to. You know what I mean? And really change their style up so they can try to win games, man. Like if you hitting threes, take them, no problem. Take them. Like Keyshawn, he was hot, hit 3 in a row. Keep shooting, bro. But even 17 kind of makes me cringe because it's like you know what I'm saying? Like the shot selection, man. Like it just at times it left a lot to be desired, man. Like they coming down 1 pass 3, next possession 1 pass 3, and then go to state hitting their threes because long rebounds often comes from bad shots from 3-point range. And then they off to the races and they either hitting threes or they lob them up into Trace Jackson Davis and he just dunking on everybody, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I think they need to try to adapt and use Saw different, man. But he gotta get stronger and get more physical inside too. He gotta get meaner. You know what I mean? Because you're starting to see teams more and more feel like, oh, he's too finesse. Let's hit him. Let's be physical with him. And like until he shows he's not gonna shy away from that physical contact and really try to put in work inside and stuff like that, the scouting report is gonna keep growing and it's gonna keep adding up. It's gonna be like we don't like physicality. And the bigs gonna just try to punish him. And they need him to be able to produce, man. Because think about it, they don't really get a lot of easy baskets outside Jonas.
Yeah, and like you said, the shot selection, the most I think the most disheartening part about it is it's not like they're a team where it's people that are incapable of putting the ball on the floor, and they have good size on the perimeter. That's the thing that's disheartening. It's not like, oh, okay, Bilal can't put it on the floor or Keyshawn can't put it on the floor. We see them do all types of things off the bounce throughout the course of the game, while they're setting up threes. Just what's Keyshawn 6'8", 6'9"? Get down here, brother. Yeah. Sometimes 17 threes is too much. This 17 threes is a little too much. Alex,
but see, he gotta get stronger. Keyshawn, you can see when he get bumped and knocks him off course. He only played 1 year in college. He gotta get stronger. That like Bilal last year. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But now this year he got his weight up. It's different. He just had a bag. He had to do with Wiggins and slow mo, some crappy veterans that can. And you can see they keyed in on him coming into the game. You can see that right away. So they took him out the game. That means somebody else had to step up. But like I said, the youngest, you gotta give him time. Like this is, you know what I'm saying? He adapting. But you see what he's capable of, what his potential is. You know what I'm saying? I'm also, Pittsburgh. You gotta do your thing, man. You see what I'm saying? Like Valanciunas at 16, 12, and 7, man. Yeah, 16, 12, and 7. And I don't think people even realize the type of impact he had. It was there for the taking. They would have just settled, calm down, not settle for so many threes. Got the ball under him. He was 6 for 10. Let him eat. This was a night where we've seen him come in when he was with the Pelicans, come in here and give the Wizards a 20-20 game and win the game. So why not slow? Hey, what? Oh, he what? Hey, get the ball in the. He passing and he's scoring. If he missing, he's getting a tip in on the board. What are we doing here? So
there's nobody on the other side for that either. It's a big fella.
7-2.
Yeah, 16, 12, and 7 in 21 minutes is stupid. 16, 12, and 7 in 21 minutes.
On 60%. And he didn't attempt the three.
And got to the line. How about that? All right. Player of the game for you guys.
Oh, man. Damn. Man, there's so many ways you can go. Steph Hill. I'm going to just go Steph Hill, man. They had some big shots. They had some big shots. They was killing all momentum. They killed a lot of momentum. Like the little runs and Wizards started. It was starting to build three. God damn, man. Killed all that.
Also, just the only thing I have is like, how do y'all let them, so they lose Clay and y'all just let Buddy Hill walk in the building? Like, everybody sleep at the wheel.
Hey, man.
Like, Like nobody said anything.
But you know what? But you know what? Where was he last? He was Indiana. Was it Indiana? He was at the end of last year because he got traded. Was it Indiana?
Oh man,
Because wherever he was, he didn't play a
I
lot.
can't even remember.
he was on somebody's
Was it
bench. Kind of.
Indiana?
Yeah,
Sacramento?
he wasn't playing a lot.
Philly,
Philly, yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah,
Philly.
but that's why. That's why teams probably wasn't lining up because they saw he wasn't getting in like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was. And that's fool's gold, man. Sometimes style makes fight. You know, styles make fights, man.
Mhm.
He just ain't fit there. But that don't mean he wasn't still a quality player, as you can see. He's probably, one thing about Golden State, man, this team, these motherfuckers strapped. Like the
Yeah.
second half got ugly. It became a shootout. But in the first half, they was clamping. Like, there's a reason why a lot of Wizards couldn't get up. Like when they flying around and they really locked in, they're special. It looked like the championship years type defense with Iggy and Sean and all them. It looked like that. They just the young boys just not experienced. You know what I'm saying? But it looked like that in the first half. So if they can carry that type of defense throughout the season, they're going to be tough. They're going to be tough to deal with.
Man, X Factor.
Draymond he had a great game, man. But the young boy Trey Jackson David, dog, his impact hurt. Like out the gate dunking on Saul, dog. Like God, like everybody in the dog, it was bad. Everybody really like God. Like I knew he was strong, and I didn't know he was bouncy like that, dog. Like I obviously know he can finish, but not like that. Above the square, no hesitation. It was bad, bro. But he was an X factor, man. Because not even just the finishing and the rebounding, the defense. You know, the screen set, how he was getting guys open, but the defense, how he was swarming guys and stuff like that. They got a gem in that one. That was a steal. That was a steal draft pick.
Ray, did you have another candidate for X Factor?
Yeah, I was going back and forth between him and Draymond. But yeah, he set the tone, and like people be saying that a dunk still only worth 2 points. Sometimes it's worth a little bit more.
Yeah.
You suck the air out of the building, man. You rock a team, take them a couple possessions. That's like a stand to 8 count, man.
For sure. It could definitely be worth more than 2. All right. Before we get out of here, we did have a comment from Big J52. Sup? Oh my God. These youngins have not played 10 in-season games yet. I'll be patient and enjoy this ride.
That's all you can do. We don't do the stressing out thing. Come on, Wizards fans. We've been telling y'all for years. Don't start checking yourself into therapy. Whatever. 6 games in, man. It's 82 games, baby. If you're gonna do it now, you ain't gonna be no good. You're not gonna make it. Yeah, All-Star break. You can be done before the calendar switches over to 2025, bro. You gotta give them time to grow, man. And they showing some great signs. It's not like all the rookies you can't unplayable. You got something to the G League or something like that. Like they're making an impact right now. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta give it time. They just gotta figure out how to win. And it's the little things. Once they learn how to be efficient in the little things, the wins will start to come.
Yeah, I think that's the
man.
thing. Go ahead, Ray. Sorry.
I was just saying it's only good to be patient. I mean, like, cause look how bad Johnny Davis looked. Now when he gets in, he's not. He looks like he can actually function in an NBA game. Like I think people have just lost all concept of development these days. Like first of all, these guys aren't staying in college. That's one thing. And then, I mean, even if you are, it takes a minute to get your feet up under you in the NBA game, unless you're just super special. So I mean, that's the best thing you can do. Be patient, enjoy the ride, because they're giving us a lot of things to look forward to be perfectly honest, man. Like they're not going to win 50 games this year. It is what it is. They got to learn how to how to play in this league. But I think the future is bright. So yeah, just enjoy it. We see the leap Bilal made from year 1 to year 2. Now imagine how these guys are gonna look. These new guys are gonna look year 2. So yeah, man, just they're competing and playing defense. That's enough for me at this point.
Yeah, bro. The NBA is hard, for like the NBA is hard, man. Y'all gotta understand. The transition to it's the highest level for a reason. It's hard. Like if everybody could just come in and kill, everybody would just come in and kill. But it's not like that, man. It's tough. And and think about it, in 6 games, they face some heavy hitters. It's not like a cakewalk, bottom feeder teams to get they face some teams that can win it all. See what I'm saying? Especially the Cavs. The Cavs won 8 in a row out the gate. Like, come on, they smacking everybody. In Boston, we already know what time they on. So, yeah, man. And the Warriors, this is a 5-1 team coming in. So they face some heavyweights, man. You know what I mean? So y'all gotta give grace, man. It is what it is, man. I know fans just want to be like, if you're in the league, you're supposed to be great, but that's just not the case.
Look, man, like you guys say, they're taking a necessary step forwards. As from a fan standpoint, your whole class is playing actual minutes consistently. They're in the rotation. Ray, that is immature. But look, man, it's going to be a long season. It's going to be fine. All the talking points through 6 games have been totally different than the last 2 years. The talking points have been different. But we'll get at y'all later this week. Y'all enjoy it. Don't forget to get over to the Roku channel. We got more content. We'll see y'all later, man.